Today we have two representatives from Random House and Kodansha to officially launch Kodansha Comics today, and also make some announcements regarding plans for the United States. So without further ado, let me introduce to you Random House's Associate Publisher Dallas McDowell and General Manager of Kodansha, Shimizu.
First, can everybody hear me okay with this thing? Up. Need a little more volume. Switch volume, switch mics. Can everybody hear me okay now? Yeah? Okay, great. Because I'll tell you, if you can't, I can talk really loud if I need to. So guys, thank you so much for coming out today. It's obviously a very rainy, blustery day out there, and the fact that you guys have all come down to the event and that at least a few of you are interested in finding out what Kodansha Comics is up to is very exciting for us. Just a quick show of hands, how many of you out there are currently reading a Del Rey manga series? Yes, excellent. Outstanding. What I'm going to do today is basically give you a brief overview of what's going on with Kodansha Comics. I'm going to show you some of the titles that we have coming up next year. For those of you who follow such things, there's been a lot of hubbub out there over what we were going to be publishing since Kodansha has taken over from Del Rey, the manga program. Of course, due to technical difficulties, I can't project it up on the screen there, so I'm going to project it onto my little laptop right here, where you're going to have to squint to actually see the covers. But listen, we got a small enough group, I think, that at the end of this, if anybody wants to come up, take a look at the covers, you know, feel free when we're all done. But you know, whenever I'm speaking publicly like this, I'm always much more interested in what you guys want to know than in what I have to say. So I'm just going to ask up front, are there any questions that anybody has for us before we get started? Yes?
I might be wrong, but there's other branches of this comic book company, right?
Of Kodansha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like things going around with Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon? Uh-huh.
Yeah, a lot of people really want it published, and I think in Japan they already published it, they republished it.
That's correct.
Do you guys have any plans to publish it here?
Okay, so summing that up for everybody, the question was, do we have any plans to publish Sailor Moon? And the only answer I can give is that that is not a title that I can discuss today. And I'm sorry. See, Kodansha, of course, for those of you who follow such things, Kodansha is one of the largest publishers in Japan and one of the 3 largest publishers of manga. Now, we started Del Rey Manga up back in 2003 with our first books coming out in 2004. So I've been working on manga myself for about 10 years, but specifically with Kodansha for about 7. And a couple of years ago, Kodansha came to us at Del Rey and asked us to give them some assistance in setting up Kodansha Comics. And we launched that program in 2008, with the first books coming out in 2009. Those were Akira and The Ghost in the Shell. As part of our discussions, what we came to realize was that Kodansha wanted really to take more control of their publishing in the United States. So Random House and Kodansha got together. We agreed that we wanted to continue working together, but we had to restructure the relationship. So what we've done is we've essentially, for the most part, really shrunk down Del Rey Manga and shifted over our attention to Kodansha Comics, so that Kodansha has more of a foothold and more of a presence here in the United States. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to walk you through the titles that we have coming up. I'm going to start with the titles that we are continuing from the Del Rey Manga list. We're not bringing over every title from the Del Rey Manga list, but we certainly are trying to bring over some of the fan favorites. So let me just walk you through those really quick. This, of course, from where you are sitting in the audience, these are small postage stamps. So I'm just going to walk you through what these titles are. And Calvin from Publishers Weekly, I see you there. I'll get you the press release right away, I promise. First off, we have Air Gear. Air Gear is going to be continuing with Volume 18. That'll be out in June, followed by Volume 19 in August. Next, we have Arisa by Matsuma Ando. That is going to be Volume 2 in May, followed by Volume 3 in July. I'm very happy to hear the cheers for that one. That's a very dear one to me. We'll go over that a little bit more in a moment. Fairy Tale will be back with Volume 13 in May, Volume 14 in July. Volume 13 is also very dear to my heart because I met Hiramashima a few years ago, and this is the volume where I actually appear as a character. So keep an eye out for Dallas Middaw in that volume of Fairy Tale 13, which I have to admit is now officially my favorite manga ever published. I Am Here, we'll see its second and final volume in July. Negima, I hope that's not a big surprise to anybody, will continue from 29 in May with 30 to follow in July. Negima Neo will see its 7th volume in June. Ninja Girls will come back in May with volume 5, followed by volume 6 in July. By the way, just to be clear, I'm just talking about summer books. We of course have books planned for the fall. Anything that's going on here is going to continue on into the fall. But my focus today really is just on our summer list. We have Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, which I'm very pleased to have making a return, volume 9 in June, volume 10 in August. Shugokara, volume 10 in May, volume 11 in July, and The Wallflower comes back with volume 25 in June. Now, one of the things you may have noticed here is that we're stepping up our release schedule on a lot of these books, where most of these have been coming out every 3 to 4 months. Where the books are available to us, they're going to be coming out on a bi-monthly schedule here, starting this summer. We'll get a lot of our stuff started in May and June. So just moving on again to the books that we're going to be starting in May. I've gone over the continuing stuff. Arisa by Natsuma Ando. We were very excited to be publishing this because Kitchen Princess is just a wonderful book that we've published that was so popular here in the United States. For those of you interested in such things, manga in the US, very often what happens is you release the first volume, first several volumes go up, go down, you know, they do what they do. And then you see a slow decline. We kind of lose readers, we try to bring them back, but there's kind of a stable, maybe slight decline as the book sales go on. Kitchen Princess was completely bucked that trend. By the time we hit volume 3, we were now seeing an increase of sales with every volume that we put out, right up to the 10th and final volume that we did. So when Natsumi Ando, we discovered that she had a new series coming, really, we didn't hesitate to sign that up. We published the first volume under Del Rey just about a month ago. And already, it's been selected as the best new shoujo manga of 2010 by About.com. And iFanboy has picked it as the best manga of 2010, and that's even without all the manga, best graphic novels and manga lists of 2010 being out. So we're very excited to be able to continue this series.